it's Lorie Brown, and welcome to our next session, COVID-19 Survival Guide for Nurses and Healthcare Practitioners. And today I'm really excited to announce my special guest, Paula Youmell. And Paula makes her own kefir, yogurt, and sauerkraut. And you're probably wondering why she does all this. So stay tuned because she's going to share. So welcome, Paula.
Hi, Lorie. Thanks for having me.
So today you're going to talk about gut health. And what in the world is gut health?
Well, gut health is our digestive tract, and it's more than, like, we've all heard a lot about the gut microbiome. And so it's the gut microbiome, but it's also the gut lining. And it's also how well your digestive tract works to actually do the digestion of the food, which is what brings nutrients to every cell of our body. So our digestion is the seat of our health.
So when I went to nursing school, I never learned anything about gut health and the microbiome or anything like that. Am I just like too old for all of this?
Well, sometimes I think that, because I graduated from nursing school 35 years ago. Yes. And microbiome was not a word at all in regards to the gut health. So I think it just wasn't something we were taught because it wasn't knowledge that was out there in the mainstream medicine. Definitely once I got into herbal medicine and natural healing techniques, it's something that naturopaths have always talked about. So we're catching up.
Good. So with gut health, it's my understanding that like 80% of our immunity is in our digestive tract. Is that true?
Well, I have heard in various studies that I've done with functional medicine and natural health that it's somewhere between 80 and 90%. Just depends on who's talking to you. That yes, our immunity is from the seat of our gut.
So how can we increase our immunity, especially during these times of stress, like with all our nurses out there being exposed to COVID?
It's a scary thing, yes. Many of our friends. One of the things that I always start with people is the food that they eat on a daily basis. So keeping yourself with a whole food diet. Food as close to nature as you can get. Avoiding boxed, bagged, canned, packaged, refined, fast food, junk food, that sort of thing. And then one of the things that I always talk about is when I say whole foods, it seems very clear to me that that means avoiding sugar, but that would be like the second thing that I would say, avoiding sugar. Because sugar creates inflammation in the gut lining, which impairs the way your body digests. It impairs your immune system. It impairs your ability to stay in rest and digest mode, as opposed to more like anxiety, the stress mode. But it also impedes your gut microbiome. So sugar feeds the microbes you don't want surviving, and sugar deters the health of those gut microbes that you want to be there for your immune system and for your mood health. So whole foods and avoiding sugars, and really paying attention to things that sugars are in, not just the obvious like sweet treats and sodas and that sort of thing, but paying attention to everything that we're eating for refined sugars.
And so what does kefir, sauerkraut, and yogurt have to do with gut health?
Well, all of them provide different forms of the microbiome gut bugs that we want. Kefir has a wider range of gut bugs, like different varieties, and larger numbers of them. Yogurt has good probiotics, but it's usually a smaller variety and smaller amount. So quantity and quality is smaller. And then sauerkraut is the same thing. It's loaded with the gut bugs that we need to promote our immune health, among other things that the digestive tract is for. So.
And so why do you make your own as compared to buying them?
Well, I like to know what's going in them. So when I make my own kefir, which I really just started doing that in the last couple of weeks. I've always made my own sauerkraut and yogurt, but the kefir thing, I had a girlfriend give me some of her kefir granules, and I just started making it because I can make it with my own milk. And I get milk from a local farmer who's organic goat milk. So it's that knowing what's going into my food, and it's fun. It's, you know, it's fun to watch those granules grow. And
okay. So why couldn't they go buy like Dannon Active Yogurt at the store?
well, Dannon Active Yogurt at the store is definitely an option, because in the, you know, people need to be able to do things easily. That's the thing. When we're so busy, we can't all be hacking up cabbage and, you know, getting our own milk from our own farmers, that sort of thing. So it has to be easy. So I always tell my clients and students to be very careful about the yogurt and kefir that you buy. Like, read ingredients carefully, know exactly what's in your product, and stay away from products that have added sugars, and know that it's just those key ingredients: the milk, the gut microbes, and vary the product that you buy. Like, know what microbes are in your product, so the next time buy a different product that has different microbes, so that you're constantly giving your gut a little bit something different.
So yeah, so is there any bad bugs that you could eat?
Well, food that's gone bad, yes, you know, but as far as what's in kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, that sort of thing, no, those are a controlled thing.
I see.
Yeah.
So do you have any other tips for nurses to help improve their gut health and their immunity?
Well, some of the things that I wrote down here, one that's so easy is chewing your food very well. I mean, you know, from working in hospital nurses, sometimes we scoot down to the cafeteria if we're even lucky enough to get to the cafeteria, and then we horse our food down in a few minutes because we got to get back on that floor, and we got, you know, we're just overloaded with work. When we chew our food well, so that literally when we swallow the food, it's in like this liquid pudding-like consistency, our digestive tract can digest it far better. And how it interplays with the lining of our gut, with our gut microbes, with all the digestive enzymes, is so much more efficient and creates no inflammation. When we horse our food down and swallow it in big chunks, we're creating inflammation in the gut, and we're making it difficult for us to feed those healthy microbes that we have in our gut. So calming down, sitting down, chewing your food well, and making it like this peaceful experience is best that you can in our situations. Just staying conscious of that chewing well. Then the other things that I wrote down were to filter our tap water. So even just like a Brita filter to get the chlorine out of our tap water, because chlorine is an antimicrobial. And when we drink it, we're destroying our gut microbes. So making sure that we know where our water source is and filtering that chlorine out of it. And then the other one that was deep breaths and laughter, you know, in every moment you can. When we practice that deep breathing, that like a yoga deep breathing, and you don't even have to call it yoga, just deep belly breathing, we are stimulating our vagus nerve, which innervates our whole digestive tract. So by stimulating that vagus nerve, we are toning it so that our vagus nerve keeps us in that peaceful mode all the time instead of fight or flight stress mode. So the more we deep breathe and laugh to aerate our lungs and stimulate the vagus nerve, the more we do that, the more we tone the vagus nerve, so that when we walk around the world not deep breathing, we are still in that peaceful mode, which keeps our digestive tract functioning well, keeps our gut microbes happy. When we say, you know, like the holistic health, holistic nursing, it's like the big whole picture. And so when we take that into account and we realize that the little things we do in our life really impact how our body functions biologically. So.
Wow, that's so great. Laugh. Just what a perfect tip.
I know, laugh. Aerate those lungs, deep belly breathe, and laugh. Watch Grace and Frankie, something that makes you laugh.
Oh, funny. Okay, well, wonderful. You've given us a lot of great tips that I think people can implement right away. What kinds of, like if I'm not a fan of hospital food, and I always joke that I used to go and eat those bear claws every morning in the cafeteria because they were homemade and hot and delicious. But obviously that's not the most healthiest, especially at this time. So, what
Right.
would you recommend that nurses can just grab and go and bring to work and have some healthy nutrition?
Well, again, it's the whole food thing. So make sure you're getting lots of vegetables, sticking to whole grains so that you're not getting those refined carbohydrates that become sugar in your system. Your protein sources, quality protein sources. So maybe, bringing something to work that's like a whole grain sandwich with some good protein on it and vegetables, or rice, meat, and vegetables. Simple meal, something that you can put together quickly and take with you. Or when you're in the hospital cafeteria, if you're lucky enough to work in a hospital, like I'm thinking of Burlington, Vermont, their hospital cafeteria has amazing choices for food. I mean, they have the standard fare that is not particularly healthy for anyone, but they also have like local organic milk, local organic yogurt, and they have local meat and local organic vegetables. So you can put together a meal based upon what's in that cafeteria if you're thinking whole foods the whole time. And what is the choices I'm making to put on my plate to keep me nourished so that my body can defend against these viruses that we are now asked to work around and stay healthy.
Well, that's great. That's great. Thank you.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
so, if any of our listeners want to learn more from you, how can they reach you?
My website is just simply my name, Paula Youmell, rn.com. And my phone number, I believe, is on it. My email address definitely is. And so, yes, nurses, if you have questions, please feel free.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here and for your excellent tips. And to our listeners, I hope that you utilize them and stay safe and stay healthy so you can do the best you can in this difficult situation.
Right.
So thank you for being here. Thank you, Paula. And to our listeners, if you're enjoying this video series, please share it. It would be amazing if nursing would embrace these tips and be the healthy, vibrant workforce that it can be.
Absolutely.
So feel free to share it at empowerednurses.org/COVID. And just know, I know you're out there in this difficult time, but we are behind you. We're supporting you. We love you. We're with you. And
we thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. So again, thank you. Thank you for listening. And Paula, thank you for being here. And thanks, everybody. Stay tuned for tomorrow.
Thank you, Lorie.
Bye.
Bye.